There is a hadith pertaining the funeral prayer. I cannot just verify who is the narrator right now, and the hadith is pertaining 40 Muslims, 40 righteous people. If they attend the janazah and offer the funeral prayer for a Muslim, and they intercede for him, because Salatul Janazah is du'a'un bil rahmati wal maghfirah. And this is what we do after the third takbir. In the first, recite Surah Al-Fatiha. In the second, we recite the last half of At-Tashahhud, Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammad. And after the third takbir, we spend a longer time making dua for the deceased, whether it's he or she. And what do we say? Allahumma aghfir lah, Allahumma arham, Allahumma ba'id baynahu wa bayna dhunubihi kama ba'adta bayna al-mashriq wal-maghrib. We pray for the deceased, whether it's a male or a female, with the proper pronoun. Even if we don't know the name of the person, in the haram we say, Allahumma aghfir liman hadara min amwati al-muslimin. O Allah, pardon and forgive the sins of the person who is present right now. We don't know his name, we don't know sometimes their genders. And that's why whenever we say it's a child, we say, Allahumma aghfir li walidayhi warhamhuma. We pray for his parents, because a child did not commit any sins. Even if he did, they will not count. So the purpose of Salatul Janazah is shafa'ah, intercession. So imagine if 40 people were all righteous and they intercede for a dead Muslim and they pray for him, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will accept their intercession and will forgive this person. That's why it is not permissible for Muslims to attend the janazah of a non-Muslim. Number one, because you're not allowed to pray for a person who died in a state of disbelief, especially praying for his mercy. You are encouraged to give the condolence to their families, to visit them, to support them, to buy them food. All of that is fine, and you will be rewarded for that. And if he was sick in his last sickness before death, you're encouraged to visit him and pray for his recovery, all of that. But whenever somebody dies in a state of disbelief, then Allah is dearer to me than him, of course. And Allah said, وَلَا تُصَلِّ عَلَىٰ أَحَدٍ مِّنْهُمْ مَاتَ أَبَدًا وَلَا تَقُمْ عَلَىٰ قَبْرِهِ. Don't you ever offer the prayer of the janazah, the funeral prayer, for any of them. وَلَا تَقُمْ عَلَىٰ قَبْرِهِ. Nor should you stand on their graves in order to make dua for them. We shouldn't attend their funeral. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala cause a magnitude of people, of righteous Muslims, to offer Salatul Janazah upon us. And that would lead us to another very interesting thing, which is why the Prophet ﷺ encouraged us to pray Salatul Janazah in more than one hadith. In one hadith which is narrated, which is collected by Imam Muslim, he mentioned and listed the rights of a Muslim above or upon another Muslim. Amongst them is وَإِذَا مَاتَ, and whenever he or she die, تَبِعْتَ جَنَازَتَهُ, that you should follow their funeral. You should follow their funeral. Following the funeral, as the Prophet ﷺ said, مَنْ صَلَّى عَلَى جِنَازَةٍ, whoever offers the prayer for a dead person, the funeral prayer, كَانَ لَهُ مِثْلُ قِيرَاطٍ, he shall receive a reward similar to a qirat. The qirat is a magnitude of reward similar to the mountain of Uhud, for instance, to a huge mountain. And if you were to follow his funeral until they are buried, then you will be rewarded with another qirat. Then the Prophet ﷺ recommended that we should hang around about 15, 20 to 30 minutes by the grave of the dead person after the burial. Why? Equal time to skin or to slaughter and skin of a sheep. Why? Yani if somebody is very fast in this process, would take 20 minutes. Let's say between 20 to 30 minutes. Because the Prophet ﷺ stood there and said, استغفروا لأخيكم فإنه الآن يسأل. Seek forgiveness for your brother, because he's being questioned right now. The question of al-malakain. Whenever the person will die and will be returned, will be buried, then the soul would ascend and descend back and will be still in the body, and the angel will sit him up and ask him, من ربك ما دينك ما تقول في الرجل الذي بعث فيكم. This is the time which the person is in need for the believers most to pray for him in order to get the tathbeet, the confirmation and the affirmation. So the shafa'ah is confirmed from the believers to other believers, from the life to the dead, not from the dead to the living. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us the shafa'ah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.